Welcome to day 124 of our school year. We have 56 school days left. Alright. Let's go ahead and get down our beginning fraction. We have a total of 180 school days, so that is our denominator. And our numerator is 124. So let's find the factors of our numerator, 124. Two factors we always know are 1 and the number itself. And then using the commutative property of multiplication, I can write it as 124 times 1. Now we're going to go through our divisibility rules in order so that we don't miss any possible factors. So after 1, the rule is we're going to try 2, and the rule for 2 is that it ends in an even number. 4 is even, so 2 is a factor. 2 times 62, 62 times 2. Next we try 3. The rule for 3 is that we add the digits together. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 4 is 7. 7 is not a multiple of 3, so 3 is not a factor. Next we try 4. The rule for 4, we look at the last two digits. We get 24. 24 is a multiple of 4, so 4 is a factor. Also, the second factor with 2 is even, so that's another way to look to see. Okay, 4 times 31, 31 times 4. Next we try 5. The rule for 5 is that it ends in a 0 or 5. It ends in 4, so 5 is not a factor. We try 6. The rule for 6 is that both 2 and 3 are factors. 2 is, but 3 is not, so 6 is not a factor. We try 7. 7 times 10 is 70, 77, 84, 91, 98, 105, 112, 119, 126. 124 is not in that list, so 7 is not a factor. We try 8. 8 times 10 is 80, 88, 96, 104, 112, 120, 128. 124 is not in that list, so 8 is not a factor. We try 9. The rule for 9 is the same as 3. We add the digits together. We get 7. 7 is not a multiple of 9, so 9 is not a factor. We try 10. The rule for 10 is that it ends in a 0. It ends in a 4, so 10 is not a factor. We try 11. 11 times 10 is 110, 121, 132. 124 is not in that list, so 11 is not a factor. I'm going to see if 31 may be prime, because if we've gone in order and the second factor is prime, then we are done, because it won't break down into any more factors. Yes, 31 is prime, so we are done. Let's list our factors from least to greatest. 1, 2, 4, 31, 62, 124. Is this prime or composite? Well, we have 6 factors. That is more than 2 factors, so it is composite. Now you need to find our greatest common factor. We only have 56 days left, so I can't make a group of 124 or a group of 62. So let's try 31. Remember, your groups do not have to look like mine, but you do have to have 31 in each group. And you need to have your shaded separate from your unshaded. Okay. So I have 8 plus 20 is 28, plus 3 is 31. 7 plus 20 is 27, plus 4 is 31. 20 plus 6 is 26, plus 5 is 31. And then I have 25 left over. So 31 does not work. Okay, so let's try groups of 4. Okay, I'm going to use perfect squares to help me here. But you do not have to make your groups of 4 this way. Just make sure there's 4 in each group, and you keep your shaded separate from your unshaded. So for works, I have no remainder. I did have to make these 2 groups look a little different because I need to keep the shaded separated from the unshaded. So 4 is our greatest common factor. Okay, so let's count up our total groups of 4. The way I made my groups of 4, I have 5 groups of 4 in each of my rows here. So I have 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 total groups. And I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 31 shaded in. Okay, so now that I've done my division with my model, I'm going to go ahead and prove it in a different way with my algorithm using my greatest common factor. 180 divided by 4. 124 divided by 4. So 4 quarters is 100 cents. So 4 times 25 is 100. Numbers the same, zeros a game. More on top, no need to stop. Numbers the same, zeros a game. 20 times 4 is 80. Numbers the same, zeros a game. Okay. Over here, 4 quarters. Oh, I forgot to add my partial quotients. 5 plus 0 is 5. 20 plus 20 is 40. 4 quarters is 100 cents. More on top, no need to stop. More on top, no need to stop. Numbers the same, zeros a game. 5 times 4 is 20. More on top, no need to stop. Numbers the same, zeros a game. 1 times 4 is 4. Numbers the same, zeros a game. Add the partial quotients. 25 plus 5 is 30, plus 1 more is 31. Now we need to check. Divisor times quotient plus remainder, divisor times quotient plus remainder. Since our remainder is 0 for both, and the identity property of addition says when you add 0, it stays the same, we don't need to take time to add the 0. So 4 groups of 5 is 20. 4 groups of 4 tens is 16 tens, plus 2 more tens is 18 tens. 4 groups of 1 is 4. 4 groups of 3 tens is 12 tens. So 124, that matches our dividend up here, so it checks. 180, that matches our dividend up here, so that checks. So our numerator is definitely 31. Our denominator is definitely 45. All right, let's go ahead and fill in our data collection page. We are in trimester 3, week 1. Today is 3/10/2020, and our fraction for today is 31/45. So let's go ahead and get out our number line. We did groups of 4. Our last group of 4 was 29/45. We have 30/45, which is equivalent to 40/90, which is equivalent to 60/90. Did I put 90 on these? These should have been 60. I'm sorry about that. This is why you do it in pencil. I wish I could do it in pencil, but you can't see it very well. Sorry, so this is equivalent to 40/60, 60/90, and way down here, 2/3. And then here, 31/45. There's no line below it because it is the simplest form. or equivalent fraction in lowest terms. There is a line in the 2's. There's an equivalent fraction in the 2's because 2 is a common factor, but 4 is our greatest common factor. Okay, let's go ahead and put our number line away, erase your worksheet, and thank you for joining me.